right now.
Oh, hey, friend. It's so good to see you again. There's no one like you. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just the thing you thought you should know. Are you ready? 'Cause here we go. Wonder Friends, Wonder Friends, Wonder Friends. It's time for Wonder Friends Show. Yeah, all right.
Behind. What's happening, guys? Good to see everybody today. So, what's going on? So, it is now Tuesday after Memorial Day, and we are back. We are wrapping up our last week of live shows. We are going to be posting on YouTube. The YouTube videos will not be live. They're going to be recorded, and it's going to give me the ability to make a much better show, and it also is going to give me a lot of time back to get a lot of the other things worked on that I'm working on. I'm juggling a bazillion things right now, and there's a lot of time it takes up to do all this stuff. Not that I haven't loved it, it's just it's harder, right? Sometimes that's the way things work. And I want to kind of jump right in there today. So we're going to need today, you're just going to need some paper and some markers. Going to keep it really simple. You're going to be able to, if you have any other questions about what I do, you can always visit my website. On the website, I have all kinds of different things. There's PDFs. There's things for you guys to download, workshop things and all that stuff like that. And if you do like this stuff, just ask you do me a favor. Just click like and then share this with somebody. That's the easiest way to help me kind of grow this thing. And again, super, super grateful for everybody that shows up here, checks it out, all that stuff like that. I am really looking forward to making a much better show when it is not live, because when it's live, I can't get you to rewind things, and I feel like I'm speeding up, and it doesn't feel like this is the right format to do this in, which is fine. I mean, this is how you learn, right? You try something new, and this is how it works. So, what's up, Olivia? Good to see you. So, guys, I'm going to switch right over here, and we're going to get ready to get started. And as we always do, we take a minute, right? We get that mindful minute together, and we take a second to remind ourselves of a couple things. And how we kind of do that around here is we just take a big breath. And you can say this out loud or say it to yourself. I am me. I do matter, and I am super fantastic. Now, why we tell ourselves those things is because there's some times that we don't feel so good about ourselves, right? There's times where we don't feel so super fantastic, and we need those reminders because sometimes life is hard, right? Sometimes things just hit you hard, and you just don't know what to do, and you need just that reminder. So that's why we do those little reminders like that, and I encourage you guys to do that. The other thing we do is we do a warm-up scribble. If you're new to Wonder Friends, what is a warm-up scribble? A warm-up scribble is you just make a scribble, okay? Does not have to be anything in particular. You just make a scribble. Just do that for me. And then I spin mine, and whatever way it lands is what I draw from. Now, here's the big catch on this. The same thing we talk about every day is we are not drawing what this is. We're drawing what it could be. So if you see something in this, then draw that. Look at all the different shapes and different things like this, and you're going to find something in there that's going to help you figure out what you want to draw. And then once you see something, I want you just to start. Don't wait for me. Don't try to copy what I'm doing. Just start doing your thing and turning it into something. And out of that something, you're going to find a really good thing for you comes out of it, right? See, there's half of a character, right? And then maybe on this side, I got a character that's here. And all right, there's another character. So again, really, really simple way. to just create something from nothing, guys. This is the key to it. There's no right or wrong answer to this. This is just a way for you to make some stuff. Don't be sad. It's still going to be a great show. I promise you that we're not going to lose touch. We're going to still talk a lot, all that good stuff like that. It will be better. I promise you the show's going to be much better. I think you're really going to enjoy it. But yes, here we go. We have a warm-up doodle. Now I want you to get a new piece of paper. We're going to do 2 different drawings today. And those 2 drawings are going to be, let me spin this so I get that spiral off the top. They are going to be summer related because it is starting to finally get warm. This weekend was so nice in Ohio. I don't know if it was like that for where you are, but here it was finally really, really nice. And so I thought, wow, it'd be really kind of cool. We should do some beach things. So I have 2 characters. We're going to do a beach bunny for the first one. And I want to show you guys how to draw a character that's in like an inner tube. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to draw a shape like this. It's kind of like, imagine like a top of a hot dog, but leave the bottom part open, okay? And what we're going to do is need to draw in some waves. And those are just little circles, right? Little half circles. So up, down, right? That's all we're doing. Just a couple of those around there. That gives us that look of like waves, okay? And this is what makes our inner tube look like it's floating, okay? And you can kind of, even if you want, if you draw like a really thin little line underneath, it kind of shows that, you know, because you could see through water, right? It kind of shows those things. And I'm going to just put some circles on here. And all that means is that my my inner tube is polka dotted, okay? So I got some of those circles there. All right. Now for our bunny, I want you to, on top of this, just draw a little half oval like that. And they're going to be excited, so I'm going to draw 2 sticks out this way and 2 sticks out that way. And we're going to put on each side this little shape just like that. And then take an oval and loop it around and connect it that way. Same thing on the other side. Oval, loop it around and connect it. Okay, now I want you guys to figure out what kind of ears that you want to put on this character, okay? And the ears could be either like straight up and down, or they can be kind of droopy. They can have one that's down and one that's up. I want you to figure that out on your own, figure out what you would like to do. I'm going to draw mine like this, so you can definitely copy off me if you want, or if you want to change yours up, you could do that too. And then we are going to, I want you guys to do your thing here. So you have 2 options. Number 1, you can put sunglasses on this character if you want, okay? Or you can just draw it without sunglasses. I'm going to draw without sunglasses, but if you want to put sunglasses on it, you can definitely do that. Don't think that you can't. I'm going to just start with just 2 ovals right next to each other, 2 circles, just right next to each other. If you want to put sunglasses on there, that's fine too. And then I'm going to put 2 dots in the middle. Okay? Now, I think, just like you and me, if I'm floating on an inner tube in the water, I'm going to be pretty happy. Sounds like it would be a lot of fun. So to get that big old smile, I'm going to start on one side and just loop it all the way around to the other. Okay? And this also leaves me a spot to make the nose, which is just a little tiny oval. I'm just going to draw a line down right in the middle. And let's put a little half circle here for the teeth and then a line right in the middle of that. Now let's put some eyebrows on here. Eyebrows is excited, so excited are up, right? The eyebrows are up. Those are some big eyebrows on my character. Those are some serious bros you got there, dude. Okay. And then I'm gonna say that my bunny has a little bit of a different color on its stomach. And I'm gonna put just a couple little hairs right there. And if you want, you can put those little lines at the end here. Now, bunnies do have whiskers, so you can just do that by just putting like 3 on each side. All right. And if you want, you can draw a beach ball kind of by just doing a circle like that, a little half circle, and put some little waves on that side. And draw like those little, it's like a little divider, right? So it's almost like circle at the top, little oval. And then we're just going to draw a couple lines down. That just gives us different colors to color our beach ball in. And I'm going to draw just a line in the background. And that line's just going to be able to give me a way of knowing the edge of like the pool, okay? Just like that. And if you want, you can put more little waves, stuff like that. However you want to do it, you can wrap it up that way. And then I'm going to get out some colors and do some coloring. You can actually, you know what, to do the inside of the ears, just to give us some more shapes to color. Because I'm just going to make the bunny white, because I think it makes it a little easier. And if I color this in, this color, let's see, I'm going to make the belly white. Right. And then let's do like a red here. You make the polka dots different colors. They don't have to all be the same color, right? Okay. Do some yellow. Okay. I'm gonna make that red, this one red here too. And then I'm gonna paint, let's see, I'll color this one green. All right, now here is kind of like the trick you can use in layering your markers to make it look like this thing is floating on water. Now remember I drew this little line underneath here to kind of show that it's underwater. If I color that also green, now this really only kind of works with markers best, but it will work with a couple other things. But markers mostly, and I take my blue highlighter, if you have a blue other color, and I put it over top of it. It will change it a little bit to the blue. My marker is kind of dying, so it doesn't have the same effect as what it typically would. Uh-oh, we almost have another zombie marker happening. Almost got another zombie marker going on here. Uh-oh. My blue is dying, no. So it doesn't have the same effect because my marker is almost dead. Is that the overlap doesn't show as well because I have. But here's what I can do: if you have the Crayola markers, you can use your gray. And the reason why is because when things are underwater, it's going to be a little darker. That's what you're going to get that like look from, is it being a little bit darker. And I can throw my shadows on there, right? If you want to color your bunny a different color, you totally can do that. I'm just leaving mine white. Maybe this is like the Easter bunny chilling out, like, you know, now that Easter's over and just wants to chill out at the beach and have some fun. I'm gonna color this beach ball. Color the beach ball any color you want to. All right. And let's see. purple. Let's do purple for the last color. Like that, right? So check that out. Like, you know, out of like just making some few shapes, you end up with this cool little bunny that's going to be swimming away in the pool, having a good time. Make sure you sign it, put your name on it. Now, maybe your bunny looks completely different than mine. That's the coolest part, is that we all can make our bunnies look different in a bunch of different ways. Maybe you want to put a sun up above yours because it is sunny outside. You know, you can like say all this different stuff. Like you can add like little phrases that make you feel like happy about the sun, all that stuff like that. This is what's so cool about doing creative things, is that you get to create whatever kind of thing that you would like to do that inspires you. And I think that's pretty amazing. Hopefully you think the exact same thing. Let me put a little blue in there to show the edge of the pool, right? Kind of cool, right? We did it. We made something. Look at you. You made something from nothing. That is the coolest part of being an artist. So put your left arm out, take your right hand, and just pat yourself on the shoulder because you made something, right? Not a lot of people say that they can say that they made something, but you 100% can say that you made something. Let's get a new piece of paper, and we're going to draw for up and down this time. Let's turn the page this way. Up and down. I need to get a drink real quick. Okay, we drew a beach bunny. Now we're going to draw a beach bear. Okay? We're going to draw a beach bear. Now, just like our bunny friend, we're going to start out with an oval, all right? We're going to start with an oval, and you're going to make an oval right in the middle here. Just like that. Any way you want it close to the middle is perfectly fine. And I want you to put two smaller ones at the top. Okay? Those are like the ears. Bears don't have like really big ears. They have these like little tiny ears. Okay? And I want you to put two ovals right here. And again, if you're wanting to put sunglasses on yours, you can totally do that. We can build off of that. I'm going to actually show you how to put sunglasses on by just doing these little ovals too. But if you want to draw just the eyes open, that's fine. And here to the side, I'm going to draw one straight line out. Okay, and then I'm going to loop it down and around this way and draw a little line back that way. Okay, and I'm going to make a shape just like that. All right. Now for sunglasses, let's take this one right here and let's just draw a rectangle out just like that. And just draw one out just like that on the other side. It's almost like these could be like swimming goggles too. And just draw your little parallel line. Let's turn them into swimming goggles because why not? Little parallel lines there. Just the line that runs inside of the other one. And let's put two ovals on the inside of those. Let's put a shape just like that underneath there. And since bears have teeth, we got to make sure we at least put two in there, right? We can do two there, maybe two in the bottom. Bears have teeth. Let's draw our inside of our mouth by just dropping a line in there and put a little bump inside. And I'll color that in. I just colored in one of his teeth, but that's okay. Now he's got 3 teeth. All right. And now we have the bottom part here. We're just going to draw a straight line across. And draw another one right above it. Just like that. Those are like swimming trunks, okay? Let's put a little oval right on top there. That's its belly button. And I'm going to draw 2 rectangles, just like that. Okay. And then let's put some feet, right? Those are just like a sideways M. And then the line kind of comes down and just connects them, just like that. Now remember, we're going to put arms on here so that these are swimming trunks, right? And you could totally put, if you want to put some like, let's say that this one has some squiggly lines. That's his swimming trunks. Right, it's got some squiggly lines. You can put some polka dots on there. You can do any kind of like little shape that you want to make his swimming trunks have some sort of fun design on them. Now remember, if that's the case, his arms are going to be above his swimming trunks, right? So you know to start them up here. We're going to loop that around here. I'm going to put one more like that, little one. And then let's just put a couple bumps out, just like so. That's a 3, by the way. That's the number 3 right there, as you can see. And then I'm going to draw the other one out like this. And I'm going to do one little hot dog shape here, and one there, and one there, and one there. And we want to draw a beach ball here too. Let's draw the circle, and let's put an oval on the top of it. And let's put these 2 lines just like that. And let's give ourselves the beach ground, okay? And we got little dots. Those little dots show the sand, right? Gives us a way to look at the sand. And then let's put some little waves back here. And I want to put the sun up in the sky. Let's say the sun's super happy. Let's put a smiley face on it. Now, if you want to get some markers to color some stuff, we need some eyebrows though first, right? We'd just draw those, just be like a little rectangle. All right, let's color this guy in. So if I color in my sun, right? And I just color in this to show the tongue in there, right? You can start to see, I think what's kind of cool about when you color stuff, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, is when you start to color stuff, do you guys feel like all of a sudden then it starts to come to life a little bit? Like now it seems like it's a little more like a real character. Instead of just a drawing, it starts to look like something, and it feels like it has a little bit of a life to it. That's what I kind of think is kind of cool about when you're coloring it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just that little added part of color just makes the character start to come to life and seem a lot. It's way interesting and fun and all that stuff like that. That's kind of the cool part of creating things, right? Is you don't know. And then sometimes you color things and you don't like how it looks. And that's also, to me, just as cool, because then you learn from your mistakes and you figure out a way to make it better, right? Let's make my beach ball. I think beach balls normally, if I remember right, are like blue, red, yellow, and white, I think. I haven't seen one for a while, but that kind of reminds me what a beach ball looks like, right? And then you can make your bear any color that you would like to make your bear. I don't like the brown in Crayola colors because it's too It's way too dark. Because I think if I do that, then you lose like all the coolness of it. So I don't do the brown very much, but let's put some goggles on here. Let's say the goggles are pink. So I'm gonna color around that. Kind of cool, right? And then I'll put some blue goggle colors on there. So the goggles are blue. And then let's put this gray to put some shadows on here. So it's almost like he's a polar bear that is out in the sun. I think that he'd be having a good time because, you know, he's so used to the cold. When he goes to the beach, it's like, oh my goodness, this is like the greatest thing ever. Put those down there like that. If you want to put stuff like shadows underneath here, you totally can do that. The shadows are there to help you guys make it look a little more real. That's what all the shadows do, is it just kind of gives it a little bit more dimensions. Like if you were to, you know, hold your hand up above a light, you notice that your hand leaves a shadow. To make your characters look a little more alive, if you put shadows on them, that's a really great way to also do the same thing with your characters. It gives them a little bit more like they're standing inside of, or in this case, floating and standing inside of something that, like an environment. An environment's like the thing that it's around, right? That's what environment means. And I can kind of rough in this yellow to kind of show sand a little bit. So you can have a lot of fun with this, guys, as you start to like put these all together and making different things with them. You can kind of do like, if I wanted to put like a different color belly, and like maybe this bear has like a gray belly, you can do that kind of stuff. Have a lot of fun with it and explore those things as you start to create stuff, and really start to kind of draw different things. You can make all these different characters in different ways, and they're all really simple things. The big thing that I really hope that you guys are all learning as you're doing Wonder Friends stuff is that you can create what would seem like a really complicated character by looking at the whole thing, right? When you first see these, if I were to start the show and say, this is what we're going to draw, now draw it, it would be really hard, because I think that you would have a hard time not knowing where to start, and then you'd be worried about just tracing the outsides, and it would end up getting lost, and it would look weird, and you wouldn't like it. But if you've noticed, what we always do is we start out by not looking at what things are, you know, as a whole, but we look at the little parts that make up the much bigger parts, right? And that goes the same with anything that you guys are going to be doing. It's really important for you to start to pay attention to all the little things that make up a much bigger thing. It could be something all the way down to, like, you know, if you're going to draw a marker, for example. You know, when you go to draw something like this, it can be kind of confusing because you want it to look like a marker and you don't know where to start. But all of a sudden, if you kind of set it down and you look at it and you look at the little parts that make it up, right? You'll see the end of the marker is a circle, right? You'll see that the side of the marker looks like a big rectangle, right? You'll see like these little squiggly lines are just little squiggly lines, right? And then this is just an oval, right? So when you start to look at that and you just start drawing those things, you know that, like, oh, okay, I need a circle for the end. The other part is a rectangle, right? And the end of the rectangle, it's curved, right? And I know that there is another curve right here. I know there's an oval. And I know at the end here has this little notch, right? And that little notch is just a little notch like that, right? And you can put these couple lines in here. Now here's the catch. It doesn't have to be perfect to know that it's a marker, right? And right now it doesn't look like a marker because it's not colored. But all of a sudden, as soon as you start coloring it and you put a little bit more color to it, it starts to look like a marker because you've seen it before, okay? Then when you add shadows to it, then it becomes a much more real thing, okay? So I want to encourage you guys as you're exploring this thing and you're discovering how to be an artist and you're discovering how to draw things, that you start looking at things not necessarily for exactly what they are, but start looking at the little parts. Anything that you're trying to draw that seems confusing and stuff like that, look at for the little pieces and see how the little pieces come together to make a much bigger piece, okay? All of this stuff was a hot dog shape, you know, up and down lines and all those things like that. But when you put all those things together, it turns into a shape and a character and it makes sense. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be perfect because it's not going to be. But showing up and trying is a much better guarantee that it's going to show up better than not trying. I think we can all agree on that, right? So guys, as we're wrapping up here now, make sure you're putting your name on both your drawings so everybody knows who made those awesome things. All right. So as we're wrapping up, everybody, I just want to say thanks, right? It has been so much fun doing these shows. I have loved meeting all of you through Facebook. Well, that was a good marker drawing. You could do it too, promise. If you start looking at things and just try, and you learn a little bit as you go through it, it'll change the way it looks, and you'll realize it doesn't have to be exactly perfect to know what it is. That really helped me a lot. When I was trying to draw stuff, I used to get really frustrated that it didn't look exactly like what it was supposed to, right? In my head, it looked like this sort of picture, but then when I drew, it didn't look the same. And I'd get really frustrated, and I would think that I couldn't draw. But then I started learning that, like, if I practiced it a bunch of different ways, and I noticed that when I did something really good that started to match the picture in my head, and I tried that again, knowing that I could do that, it like slowly I started getting better. I think the big thing that you guys have to understand is how much time it takes. I think it's really easy, and I make it look easy, right, when we draw this stuff. But if anything, I hope that you guys are seeing that, like, when you just try and you take a little bit of guidance, right, that you have somebody like me that's telling you, like, try this, draw this, that you create something that's really close to what I draw, and that's kind of cool. But it doesn't have to be perfect. But here's the cool part. I want to talk to you guys about being the unicorn. Why is it important to understand that you are the unicorn? It's because you are one of a kind. There's not another one like you. You are a limited edition, and you are pretty cool. And sometimes we forget how cool we really are. But that's the power of being a unicorn, is you have your ability to sprinkle your magic on your day or somebody else's day just by recognizing how cool it is to be you. So if you're ever stuck in thinking that you're not so cool, or somebody else has said that you're not so cool, that's okay, because you know you already are, because you are one of a kind. There's nothing cooler than that. There's not another copy of you, not another thing of you. You get to bring about into your life the things that make you magical and stuff like that. That to me seems pretty awesome. That, you know what that means? That means opportunity. That means possibilities. That means dreams. That means that you can achieve all kinds of really cool stuff. And that comes from not only being kind to others, but being kind to yourself. Sometimes we struggle with being kind to ourselves because it's a lot easier to say mean stuff to ourselves and to ever say the things to ourselves that makes us feel good. Like, maybe I'm not good enough, but I'm going to work on it. Or maybe understanding that things don't always go your way, and even though you want it to, and you think that you're not worth it or whatever, it's about learning how to catch yourself in those moments and realize that, like, you are, because you're special just the same as everybody else. You deserve all those things just the same as everybody else, and the more that you learn how to take care of yourself, be good to yourself, you will find the power of the unicorn exist right there. All right, guys, so I hope that you have a great rest of the day. I hope it's nice and warm where you are. You get to go outside and enjoy the sun a little bit. Take your drawings and give them to somebody. Maybe ride your bike around the neighborhood and just leave your drawings in somebody else's mailbox that says something like, hey, have a great day, or welcome summer, or something that just, when somebody gets it, it's going to see it and they're going to get a smile on their face. And that's the power of being a unicorn and sprinkling your magic on somebody else's day. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday tomorrow, halfway there. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I will see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.